Leo, welcome to your in-depth reading for yours and theirs. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. And to answer your questions straight out the gate, yes, I'm wearing a swimsuit. There you go. I'm all about efficiency. We got plans to swim after recording today, and it's the final days of summer before my daughter goes back to school, so we're just trying to maximize our time. I know you understand. Hopefully it's not too much of a shock. I mean, you know, I understand if you're brand new, but for those of you who've been around the channel, is it really a surprise? Was it really a surprise? Eventually I was going to show up on camera with a swimsuit. It is what it is, honey. I'm comfortable with my presentation. I ought to be. You know, be comfortable with you. Be comfortable with you. Can't put a price on that. You just can't. Oh, we're just killing it today, honey. Killing it. That's the laundry. I got everything working today. Everything's on go today. What's going on, please? Show me Leo. Show me Leo. Show me Leo. Common question about yours and theirs. Christina, does it have to be about a significant other, spouse, or lover? No, it does not. I am simply describing a dynamic that you might share with someone else, and that could be anybody, family, friend, co-worker, neighbor down the street. It's up to you. I do read from the point of view of love because it's often taken to that space. Yes, respectively. But there you go. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse energies as it applies more so with yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is very real, rapid, flowing, you name it. Yeah? That's it, really. That's the basic rules. Now, yours and theirs, even though it's extremely popular read, very, one of my highest demand reading types, it can cause a lot of friction, sensitivity. If for some reason you find yourself becoming increasingly frustrated, upset, or just frankly pissed off, what I want you to do is separate yourself from the message, pause it, watch it later, or don't watch it at all. I advocate free will in all things. You ultimately have say in what it is that you watch. Okay? There you go. One of two things is happening. It's either not for you, but you're forcing it to fit, or trying to force it to fit. Don't. That's it. It's a general reading. It's a collective reading. Sometimes they just don't resonate. It's not a one-to-one. If you were paying me good money, it should resonate. But you're not. It may not apply to you. No big deal. Like I said, check your other placements. Or, the other thing is happening. There is a kernel of truth that is vibrating with you, and it's uncomfortable. I would still advise you to pause it, but I would also challenge you to watch it later. There's something in there for you. That's it. That's all. That's... Every now and again, honey, you got to take out the rule book and dust it off. You know? It just helps. It just helps to remind everybody, manage expectations. Okay? I tell you, yours and theirs can really kick off some sensitivity as much as people crave that in-depth reading and what's going on with me, what's going on with them. I got it. Oh, but I tell you what, the hair starts to bristle on the back of people's necks. So yeah, we dust off the old rule book for this one. What's going on, please, for Leo and their person? Show me Leo and their person. 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 What's going on? I am looking forward to the Lionsgate readings that I'll be doing on the next Sunday Shuffle, which means this one will be out after that. So I'll be curious to see what's going on for you. For that must always anticipated, well anticipated Lionsgate energy. And August has a double full moon on the first as well as the last day, I believe, of the month. So lots going on, energetically speaking. Let's get to it. Let's get cracking. Nine of Swords, you're stressed out. Five of Cups, and you're upset. Four of Wands, relationship energy. Honey, what happened? I don't know what that Four of Wands is, whatever it is to you. Some sort of contractual relationship. You know, it doesn't have to be marriage, but yeah, it could do. It's something that says my energy plus your energy equals walls. In other words, boundaries, predictability. You and I are in this together. We stand up together. Nine of Swords, Five of Cups, Four of Wands. You are upset. You are unhappy in some sort of relationship. Okay. Let's see that. Who surrounds you? Knights of Pentacles, the Devil, the Moon. Well, I wouldn't be happy with that either. I don't think anyone reasonably would. First of all, before I get too far, yeah, we got some Earth here today, specifically Capricorn. Does not have to be, as well as Pisces. Again, does not have to be. People like it when I call it the sounds. It's more about the energy exchange, but there you go. Okay. Let's jump on over to that shared there. Six of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Five of Wands. You both used to feel good about this, and now you fight. Holy hell. For Eight of Cups. Well, yes, honey, reasonable. Everything I'm seeing here today is what you call reasonable. Okay. Eight of Cups is it. I would be emotionally numb to this too. Between being anxious and sad How long are you supposed to feel those things before you kind of shut down? I don't want you to stay shut down. I don't want you to be numb. I'm just saying, talk about reasonable expectations. One begets the other. You can't stay in that energy constantly and not be, at some point, be like, I'm done, I'm drained, I'm exhausted, I'm emotionally cut off. Here's the thing. You're still participating. So, I know that because the fighting here feels largely external, or the frustration, even if it's not fighting like outward, there is still frustration here. That means you're participating. And this person is stuck in this energy. It doesn't look like it wants to change, or it's non-cooperative, or they refuse to see their own problems or their contribution to this, or they don't want to. There's a whole lot of this. This person don't want to see nothing. This, and in that respect, it creates the devil. In that, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. You end up causing more evil because you refuse to look at it, or I don't want to, or too afraid. I mean, there's fear attached to this person intensely, to hide, to not talk about it, to not open up. I don't know. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. The shared energy started out okay between you two. 6 of Wands, comfortable. Wheel of Fortune, time passed. 5 of Wands. Let's get cracking. Okay, it's going to be one of those, so strap in. If you're already irritated by this, upset, or you were hoping for the new love butterflies, I understand, I respect that. This is not that reading. I might see something interject itself in terms of surprises, that kind of thing. But I can already tell you, if this doesn't fit you, there you go. If you want to hang in there, because there might be something, I understand, I respect that. And some of you just like to learn, and some of you are just frankly entertained by me. That's cool too. But I can tell you right now, this is not going to be a walk through the park. Okay? Remember what we talked about. All right, 8 of Cups. Show me that 8 of Cups, please. Show me that 8 of Cups. Show me that 8 of Cups, please. Show me that 8 of Cups. Show me that 8 of Cups. For Leo. Show me that 8 of Cups, please. For Leo. Show me that 8 of Cups, please, for Leo. Show me that 8 of Cups. The Hierophant, 8 of Pentacles, the Emperor. Yeah, that's a lot of contractual energy right there. I got 2 people working here. Both of you, a fair amount of that. That's just straight up 2 energies right there. Both are used to having their say. Both are used to having a certain level of determination, drive. I got this. We have to. We don't have a choice. There is a lot of survival mode energy between you two. It has to work out at all costs type of energy. It feels more you and I have to, as opposed to out of love. Okay. There is that huge sense of obligation is tied to this. The Hierophant and the Emperor, those are the 2 kind of heavyweight champions in terms of stubbornness, insistence, persistence. One is serving an agenda that says, this is what I must do, this is what I'm obligated to do at the spiritual level, and the Emperor is kind of like, I'm the enforcer here, and what I say goes. So that's quite a bit of energy here. Keep your head down, work. Keep your head down, work. Focused. It does feel a little bit too much of a survival mode as opposed to a loving mode and supportive mode. It's a lot of it's firm. What was that? I wonder what I was trying to say there. It's a lot of firmness and unwillingness to do anything other than this. Okay. And that's a lot of preoccupation. That's a lot of weight. But we kind of keep our head down and we keep working with that 8 of Pentacles. What the work function is, I don't know. Perhaps many of you are in a very complicated dynamic at work where you feel suppressed or oppressed and you don't want to do this shit anymore. But you kind of have to. Things are at stake here. You're the boss, someone else is the boss, etc. However, I am seeing that contractual energy heavily tied to relationship here. So I think I've got 2 people locked into kind of a commitment to work pattern, despite the emotional absence or the emotional numbness that doesn't seem to get addressed very often in whatever this is. Let's keep cracking. Show me that 9 of Swords. Let's see what's keeping you up at night, honey. Show me that 9 of Swords, please. That's a lot of inflexible energy. Don't get me wrong, it's great for work for some people. Yeah. Marriage, not so much. Not so much. Show me that. Don't get me wrong, all couples going to go through a survival mode when thing just seems to pile on, and they pile on, and but the idea is you work through the pile and you come out the other side stronger for it. You're not supposed to stay in that vein all the time. Okay. At some point you're supposed to relax. And I feel like we're constantly on prime for the next thing, the worst thing, I don't know what. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Three of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles. It just, the growth feels so slow and it's constantly waiting. The cooperation level's not in place. It feels like we're not in the same goals in terms of trajectory. It could be that there are money issues here, that the money's too slow. It just doesn't... It's like we're waiting on something to grow, and we feel like we have to wait for the person to participate at a higher functioning level. Let me see this Five of Cups. There is disappointment here, there's frustration, there's anxiety. It's a lot of all work, no play. Show me this Five of Cups, please. Let me see why you're upset. Show me this. Show me this Five of Cups, show me this Five of Cups, show me this Five of Cups. Hanged Man, Eight of Cups, you're really feeling it. Nine of Pentacles, you're really feeling it, and it doesn't feel good. You're really, that is very much you. Eight of Cups, not once but twice. Okay. You are really feeling it's taking a huge toll on your emotions. It really is. With the Hanged Man, you try not to be indulgent. I believe you're that Leo who tries not to cry. You try not to show your frustration. You try not to show your disappointment. It's like, I just need to get on with it. And it's, honey, it's that same mentality of I just need to get on with it that's reinforcing that Eight of Cups and the dullness and the sharpness. It's both dull and sharp at the same time. In terms of your emotional quality for this is dull, but your mental sense of stress is sharp. Okay. And I just want to get through it. I just want to get through it. I just want to get through it. You are trying to suspend or keep your feeling or lack of feeling out of it, and the frustration, like I said, but it's really hard. It's really hard. A big part of you desires so much as a Knight of Pentacles to show more independence towards yourself. You seem to bank on that quite a bit. I'm experienced. I can get through this. You have experience with shutting things down in order to just kind of get through it or power through it. I get it, but you're not supposed to stay in that state. Things are moving slowly, and there's very little cooperation. There seems to be so little room for growth. And it's not just you in there. There's huge amounts of frustration, lack of emotional quality. It feels like whomever is tied to you does not help alleviate your stress or your emotional stress or your mental stress. Things are so slow to fall into place. The growth in your 3D is not what you want or how you want it. You still feel like everything comes down to you. And that might be true in the 3D world, but that doesn't mean you should be emotionally unsupported. And I think that's what's sticking in your side the most. I don't mind if I have to carry all the weight and you don't cooperate as much or give as much, but I shouldn't be left to feel alone in this either. I have every reason to believe that you're single and you don't want to be, but that's not the way I'm looking at. It's not. And I'm sorry, it's so dissatisfying. Show me this Four of Wands, please. I need to see this Four of Wands. I don't want to, but I need to. Show me this Four of Wands, please. Show me that Four of Wands. Show me that Four of Wands. Okay, I'll get to you. Show me that Four of Wands, please. Honey, I'm looking for some relief for this heartburn. I don't like it at all. Show me that Four of Wands. Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Who do you want that with? Because it ain't this. I don't know who you want that with, but it ain't this. And hopefully that's what I'm seeing for you in future. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, the Six of Pentacles. I see you wanting to bounce with somebody that you actually have some sort of an emotional premise with, and it's a strong one. Okay, a much emotionally and spiritually stronger sense of a relationship, whichever that is to you. Because this whole all work, no play thing is not great. And that's a lovely balance. And I see that's what you desire very much in your relationship, any relationship that you have in future, where the love and the passion is fairly balanced. I believe you when you tell me I can carry a lot of the 3D responsibility, Christina, but what I can't deal with, and what I've been forced to deal with, but what I can't deal with is the lack of love and support. I feel like I'm more in want than not, and everything's on me, and the contribution I'm getting back is bare minimum, and I'm numbed. I'm numbed out, man. I'm numbed out. Where that's coming from in future, I do not know. Perhaps we will see it. Let's jump on over here, because that's what I'm seeing for you in the future. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I have a reason to suggest it can be pulled into the 3D with the Six of Pentacles there. That's some really strong, beautiful, bright relationship energy. Okay. It can come in the form of new. Absolutely. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Under a shared balance that seems really straightforward, of give and take, of love, passion, and security with the Four of Wands. So this is relationship security with all the best elements in place. And if that's true, that's what I want for you. I just don't know how you expect to get it or extract it from the current situation that you were in. Okay. Let's see that Knight of Pentacles, please. Let's see that Knight of Pentacles, please. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. Show me that Knight of Pentacles, please. Show me that Knight of Pentacles. Justice, the Devil. Heavy Capricorn energy here. We also have Libra here. Whoever moves in a very slow direction, I don't see them willing to change, and they keep telling themselves that whatever it is that they're doing is fair. This is justification. This person's unhappy. They're very unhappy. I don't know what they're haunted with, but they carry it with them at all times, and it influences them all day, every day, and not in the best of ways. It's like holding on to this is fair. It's fair for them, but not necessarily you. I see you frustrated by the lack of help and the lack of contribution. And then you're like, you know what, call that. I can handle the 3D responsibility myself. That's not an issue. What has become an increasing issue for you is how emotionally numb you are to this whole thing. And as you should be. It looks like somebody bears down on this connection heavily in all the wrong ways in order to keep it going. And it benefits them, but like I said, not necessarily you. This is fear attached to this person, fears and shadows. And they're not moving that energy anytime soon with the Knight of Pentacles. It feels heavily like codependency. I'm going to call it for what it is. Sorry. I'm going to call it for what it is. This is heavy codependency. Anybody who has that many shadows chained to their hearts. And it is fear-based with the Three of Swords, but then having that little lie to themselves that all is well and it's fair. Fair for who? You're the one over here frustrated and exhausted and emotionally exhausted because you're not getting the support you need. Why would you? How can this energy possibly support you in love? Why? Where? How? Where and how is this energy supposed to support you in love? There is no room for love for you. Of course you're exhausted. Of course you have Eight of Cups twice. Where are you supposed to fit in the dynamics of this person's heart? Codependency like this does not allow room for authentic love. It's going to say what it needs to say to stay attached to its fears in order to not change. In other words, I'm going to sit here and say I love you and I need you, but not really mean it because I need this to keep going because I'm terrified of anything else. I am sorry that this person is encased, their fears, their heart specifically is encased in so much fear, but then to add insult to injury, justice is on top of it. This is fair. No. I strongly suspect this person has a history of saying a lot of things are fair that aren't, but they managed to spin it from that point of view. Too many shadows and fears attached to this person, honey. Way too many. It's kind of like work and all is well. Everything's fine. For whose security, yours or theirs? Because as far as I can tell, they're the one who's reeking of codependency. Sorry. Show me that devil, please. False dependencies, honey. That's too much. That's way too much. That's way too much. That's way too much. Okay. Typically, I would tell you the devil for everyone is normal. Here and there, it's normal. Okay? You know, it's not something to be afraid of. It's a tool like anything else to understand. This person takes it to a different place. It's not a little devil here or a little devil there. Okay? Like, Christina, you know you're not supposed to have coffee after 3. You know that. Yeah, but I kind of... It's fair, though, because I didn't XYZ till, like, whatever this morning, and then I have this thing later, so it's kind of... I can totally justify it. See what I'm saying? That's such a small, stupid thing. For this person, it's an everyday construct. I think they have a habit of saying a lot of things are fair for them, or the situation as they perceive it, not necessarily you, or how you perceive it. Some of that devil, please. I mean, we're talking possibly addictions at this point. A refusal to let something go that's not good for them. Or just straight up codependency on you or this connection. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I don't know if you can tell. I don't like it. Show me that devil, please. The High Priestess, the Five of Cups, strength, reflecting upon you. That hurts to look at. You're showing me the Five of Cups, so are they. They don't have the strength to listen to their intuition. They don't want to. It's too much of an admission on their part that you're hurt, but they don't want to acknowledge that. It's like their own sense of codependencies and fears is choking the emotions out of you. It's there and they don't want to hear it because it wouldn't fit their worldview of what they need done from their point of view. I told you this person's chained to a particular point of view. Their devil's very, very ingrained, unfortunately. Too much time has passed for them to exist in this way, and I just, for whatever reason, they have non-confrontational energy attached to them. I don't think many people confront them on their fears, the unnecessary strain they put on themselves and therefore other people, and then the whole while they're justifying it, they get to justify everything they do and say, and everybody just kind of accepts it. Like, this person has not been, hey, let me talk to you. The way you act or speak or treat others, and you can justify it, this is unacceptable. I don't feel like they have that person in their life. Yeah, of course you're exhausted. They see it in you. Five of Cups and the strength. And then intuitively, their intuition would be here, except for that devil smothers it and says, no, 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 don't listen to your, whoever this is, don't listen to your intuition that Leo is hurt and upset and in pain. No, no, no. Because if we had to do that, we might have to show empathy or have sympathy, and then that would change the dynamic, and that would force me to look at myself. I don't like that at all. It's extremely unhealthy. So if there's any question as to why you're burnt out, well, there really shouldn't be a question at this point. Not for Leo I'm looking at. So my question is, why do you continue to engage in it? This is choice. I understand that codependency can be so very, very high that that person will get you convinced into thinking that without you, something catastrophic is going to happen to them. It's not true. It's true in as much as they actually feel it is because of fear. But it's not actually true in reality. In reality, they're going to say and do what they need to say to keep you attached or attach themselves to you. All you've asked for, as far as I can tell, is a little more cooperative effort. And even then, you're like, you know what? if your contribution's little, that's fine. But could you at least give me some more reason to love you? And even then, you're coming up empty on that. Show me that moon, please. Oh, this person's got so much shadow work to do, and it's probably, their conviction is so high as such, they probably don't see it that way. I don't have shadow work to do, which is just deep inner shit that takes a long time. In other words, it's self-confrontational about our bullshit and our nonsense that we get up to. It takes us to some really weird, scary places, and we have a lot of really weird nights when we go there. And I don't think this person's familiar with this at all. Congratulations, your video has been blessed with Our Lady of Perpetual Lawn Care. Okay, let's see that. I live in the burbs, honey. I live in the burbs all the time with that nonsense. Nobody's going to win a prize for that lawn, honey. It's 105 outside. I don't know what grass there is to cut. If anything, that's a fire hazard right now, what they're doing. Show me that moon, please. Show me the moon. Show me that moon, please. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. I want to see this person's moon, all right. Show me that moon, please. I don't know what you're doing in the future. What you're doing looks beautiful, and it has nothing to do, as far as I can tell, with this. Because if you're hoping for some sort of miracle turnaround in whatever this is, honey, I don't see that being the case at all. I see you in future engaging in something else altogether. Okay, show me that moon, please. The World. Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords. I don't see this person opening up, and I told you they don't want to. They have no inclination to open up or understand the truth of themselves and what it is that they're doing with you or trying to do with you. So at what point you've completely exhausted this, walked away, perhaps that's what I'm saying over here, is the independence of you. I saw it as you assuming the responsibility in the 3D, just as long as you got some more emotional support. Perhaps that didn't happen after all, and perhaps you really did fully check out. Maybe that's why you're showing me that Nine of Pentacles. Perhaps you did go your own way, and in which case that's a hell of a transition, and that bridge is not very obvious. So in other words, that's going to take some time. Of course, these things do. It's kind of like, if I'm so far gone in this, then why am I staying? I agree with you, but it's going to take you a while. Delay with the Hanged Man. Nevertheless, I just want you to get there, because honey, if that's your future, then bless you. You deserve it. Four of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Six of Pentacles. That's a beautiful balance and a very fair, loving, balanced, sane, but loving, secure, and passionate relationship. That's beautiful. They're not willing to change or see things different. I told you, called it. Nothing about them is. I'm sorry that that's how far gone they are as a human being, but it's not your problem, and it's not for you to fix. It's not for you to solve. The only thing they wanted you to solve is how to keep this going forever and ever, so that they wouldn't have to look at themselves or change. And I'm sorry they're surrounded by so much fear. I'm sorry that they're incapable of seeing a future beyond their immediate fear. But it's not for you to handle. It never was. It never was. I told people like this are a black hole, honey. Once you start feeding it, it can't get enough. It has no bottom. It just keeps going. It's a black hole. And there will never be enough in this world to make this person feel secure or good about themselves. And once they have that negative point of view or disposition, they go sour really fast, and they stay that way. Well, I knew that wasn't going to work out. Told you. Whatever. That's fine. That's fine. Can we get back on track to working, please? Because we all seem to know that. Can we just make ourselves more, stable in the real world? But, oh, you want to try? Well, that's, yeah, no, I don't feel good about it. I just knew that was going to end. I knew that wasn't going to work. What hurts me, honey, is that because they're so afraid of who they are or change, intuitively, if they were listening to themselves, they would see how upset you were, but they're not. And that scares me the most, to know, even on a sensory level, that your person, you, right here, is hurting, upset, and in pain, and they're ignoring it. Huge problem. That's a red flag. when your person, your partner, whomever it is to you is upset, and then you're going to act like they're not. Because it doesn't fit their vision of how this connection is supposed to go and why, just so they can avoid change at all costs. Fuck that. No respect. I'm sorry, I don't respect that at all. And it's going to stay that way. Under the moon, they have no interest in learning. Learning, opening up, learning, opening up. Nope. Under the moon. So, hopefully that's what I saw for you over here, is that you went your own way at some point on your timeline. I didn't automatically assume that because I saw so much emotional disappointment and such a huge hope that they'll help more or cooperate more. But why is that Five of Wands here? Six of Wands. Show that Six of Wands. Let's see. Are we... Oopsie. Are we upside down? It's okay. No, it was just me. Okay. Well, it usually is, isn't it? Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. Yeah, I know. That's what we're trying to get to today, honey. Calm down. Four of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Somebody held out in this for a long, long time, telling themselves it will be okay when it clearly wasn't. And they held out for a long, long time for the sake of stability, which isn't quite so stable. Okay? This took time. Perhaps whatever this relationship is started to degrade as far back as 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know. It would make sense. And we always kind of had this feeling, I hope it'll work out. And then somebody started saying that more and more. Eight of Swords, I don't want to see the problems. I don't want to see the problems. I don't want to see the problems. I have too much in this. Ten of Pentacles, it's too grounded. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the real issues here. I don't want to see it. So this is one of the reasons why this was allowed to continue on. And it anchored this person more and more in their fear that nothing would change. Because by golly, somebody was holding on to it, saying it's going to be okay when it wasn't. So it allowed this person to root further in their fears that nothing would change. I think, I'm not doing a backstory or profile on this person. I don't know why their heart is encased in so much fear. And then they get to tell themselves everything's fair. That's the fear. Knight of Pentacles, slowly headed in this direction. It has been for a long time. And I'm sorry that they are so afraid. But it's not a problem. You're not their therapist. You're not their mom and dad. You're some kind of partner to this person whom I know you put a lot of work into this. And I do believe this is you. I have to hold on to this and I have to believe this will be okay because so much has gone into it. Am I right? I think that's you. Because I see you the one exhausted. Trying to keep this going, putting the work into it, occasionally looking over your shoulder, hoping they'll contribute more. They don't. But then that doesn't really upset you so much as the lack of love and appreciation for how you feel and how you feel like you're deteriorating this and they don't seem to give a fuck. That's my problem. And that should be your problem too. That is something you should 100% concern yourself with. I'm hurt, angry, disappointed, and they don't seem to care. In fact, they keep telling me everything's fine. Let me guess, it's your problem, right? It's a you problem. They're fine. And that's why you're over here telling yourself, I has to work out. I put a lot into this. Yes, you did. And what'd you get for it? A showcase of somebody's unchanged fears. Refusing to part ways with their bullshit. Possibly bad habits, convinced thinking. I don't know, but they don't want to see it. And that's so blunt. I've never seen anything that blunt before. The moon, the world, Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, the truth, and being open. Hell no. This is unacceptable. I feel Leo's in pain, but I'm not going to address it because then, again, it would mean I have to change. Let's see that Wheel of Fortune, please. Nine of Wands, Page of Swords. Jeez Louise, resistance to opening up. No shit. Over and over again. Just and no one's improving. This, whomever this is, isn't improving. They don't want to open up. They don't want to rejoice. I don't know what they consider fun or healthy or loving, but you haven't seen hide nor hair of it, and I don't know how long. I mean, it's so fundamentally unhappy, and you waiting around hoping that you get to celebrate and lighten up and ease up once more isn't going to help you. It's just reinforcing their devil. Somebody's insight's way too small. Guess who that is? Page of Swords. And not only that, it's repetitive. Nine of Wands. They keep doing it. It's not changing. Wheel of Fortune. This has been proven over time. I get why you held on to it. A lot was invested. I get it. But it ends up costing you more by allowing it to continue. And it allowed them to sink further and further into whatever that is. And that's unfortunate. I'm sure they didn't start out this way, honey. Nobody really starts out that way. I hope not. You know. And I'm sorry that they are so scared, and I'm so sorry that they're incapable of change, but I stop being sorry for anybody who can see their partner is hurting and feeling unloved and then acting like they can't see it. That is, that's where my sympathy hits its threshold. Okay. You know, do no harm. And it's causing unbelievable harm for them to, causing you harm, and this connection, unbelievable harm, to sit there looking at you intuitively. If they weren't so damn fearful, they would feel that you are upset and hurt and feeling unloved, unappreciated, but they won't acknowledge it. Yep. You know, if you went your own way, honey, if you went solo, there should be no surprise here. None whatsoever. Show me that. Show me that Five of Wands. Show me that Five of Wands. Honey, if after all this, I want you to have that big, fat, happy relationship where the love is perfect, the sex is perfect, and everything's balanced. And that's what I want for you. Okay. Nine of Swords, Temperance, the Four of Wands. Okay. There is this recognition. I don't know at what point you get over here. I would like to. I would like you to. You're holding out. So this is further down your timeline. Sorry, it is. That's why I couldn't see it, and that's why I didn't immediately call it, because as far as I could tell, you're still engaged in this, and so you are. You're going to continue to fight for this for a long time. And I know where that stress is coming from. You put so much into this, you can't change now. Wrong. That's the kind of shit, that's the kind of spirit and thinking and feeling that got this person in trouble, and it has allowed you to be the pain that you're in today. You help contribute to it, but you don't have to keep doing it, and you don't have to be like they are. You don't have to succumb to their level, because them trapping themselves into this thinking and emotionality doesn't mean it has to be your fate. They're not tied to you indefinitely. I don't give a shit. That's just their fear talking, and they allowed that's what they wanted. They wanted to convince you of this so you won't leave, so you won't do anything. That's their fear. It's not yours. You're showing me a Leo who is extremely capable. You're showing me a Leo who can assume a great deal of responsibility. And they know that. That's how you opened. And it's that same work, drive, focus, and determination that took you to the breaking point of being emotionally absent, because they're not registering and they don't want to register the fact that you're unhappy. So you telling me I gotta keep giving this marriage, this whatever this is, this relationship, a crack and hope it will, Sagittarius energy, Libra, Capricorn, like I said, very heavy energy here, but we also have Taurus, Aries. So you telling me, you know, Christina, it's still causing me stress, which, by the way, I'll mention again, that's how you opened up. It's still causing me stress, and oh boy, we're fighting. We're fighting, but I'm gonna keep showing this time and patience in this relationship. Whereas in some point in your future, you have something else available to you that isn't this. It's delayed. The more you continue to fight for something that is this poorly constructed, felt, and by the way, you're playing into their devil energy by keeping yourself bound to it. They say they don't have a choice, but you do. They want you to believe that you don't have a choice because then that would affect their future. You understand? Do you understand how that works? Do you understand how codependency works? Without you, I can't make my dependency work, so I am codependent. I need you to believe what I believe, so you'll do it too. You could do. And that means you'll end up just like them. Is that what you want? Or do you want to remember who the hell you are? Okay. This, when you snap out of this state of suspension and the numbness and you actually understand that you're tired of the shit, when you break free, you change things up and then you enter another union that's fantastic. One that doesn't fight you in order to heal or repair it. This person's not going to change, by the way. They've made that remarkably clear. So if you continue to stay in this, I understand that principle. I've put so much into this and I can't just lose it now. Fine, I understand that. That's your point of view and part of it's healthy, but you cannot assume that they're coming to the same pitch or field as you are with the same kind of concept, because they're clearly not. At some point, you're the one who has to allow yourself to see it. Okay? Because the more you stay in this, the more you delay your freedom, and then something else altogether that's actually good and healthy for you. Let's do some time checks here, please. Oh, I didn't want to, but release all expectations, I would say more so from this person, of hoping things will change. August, which is now, there's going to be some critical energy for you in August. I don't know what that is. Which we are now in. Yeah, not the right time yet, I know. I saw that, but the more, again, you play into this, their codependency, because again, it takes two, the more this gets strung out. But there's something in here in August for you. I can't quite see what that is. 6 months from now, more progress than this, I believe. What is this in August? I see you're reconnecting with somebody in August. Ah. The timing is right. It's somebody that you actually have some emotional appeal for. It might be a bit of a surprise. But I have you energetically connecting with something that feels a lot stronger because it's supposed to. I don't know who this is, but I see you reconnecting with them, and it's powerful. Whether or not they are your future development here, I could not say, but I will be honest with you, that's what I was focusing on. This Ace of Cups is Ace of Wands, Six of Pentacles, and a healthy relationship balance overall, where it feels secure, actually secure here. I see you connecting and or reconnecting with this person now in August. Okay. It's quite powerful energy. And you actually feel something for it. It's not numb at all. It's the opposite of numb. But this, the more you say I gotta stay in it because I put so much into it, the more it just delays. And it drags the pain out. Okay? So you do have choice in this. And that choice, the one that you keep making, to keep giving it time, to keep giving it patience, at some point you're topping out 999. Okay. Do you have potential for something much more magnificent, loving, supportive, and stable? Yeah. You get to it sooner by releasing this. Because it's not going to change. They've made that clear. I've made it clear. Spirit's made it clear. They have no interest in it. Again, it goes contrary to the devil principles of I must have this in order to survive. Somebody who's that far gone in the delusions and fears, they're not going to be willing to crack open that particular subject. They're going to say what they need to say to justify this balance. Even if it means it costs to you. And that is upsetting. They know you're upset and they don't give a damn. They know you're hurt and disappointed and not feeling the love, and they don't give a damn. Because then they'd have to recognize their own bullshit, right? Problem. This whole just keep working for us, Leo, isn't quite working, is it? The medallion of Sagittarius, the medallion of Taurus, dragon, Aries, Leo, Sag, and then the infinity loop. There is something else here that represents a stronger soulmate connection. There's a lot of spiritual energy attached to this connection and a reconnection here in August. Oh, big dollar bill. I think this person's about the security and they don't have the balls to say it. There, I said it. Okay. Benefits, health benefits, especially, I don't know why that's coming across, but I feel obligated to say it. Okay. Something to do with benefits and or health benefits, yes. And again, the stress that comes down to you, you wish they would cooperate a little more. They're not. Okay, fine. I'll take care of the 3D energy, but can I get some love in this, please? Not when that devil's that loud and that ingrained. No. Yeah, you have put a lot into this, honey. As far as I can tell, it's been under your design, not theirs. No, not this. Number 25, the 25th for some of you might be important. I do not know why. High honor, despair, 32, great fortune. You've been working so hard. You've been working so hard to gain position, to gain front, to gain reputation, to be taken seriously. And it's like it's never enough. It's never enough. It never feels like it's enough. It never feels like it's enough. Journey, change. There is a journey. I know, it's a privileged lady. There's a journey here. Yeah. Thief. Coffin. Time is a thief. Yeah, I know. I kind of feel like this person feels like they have to be secured and or taken care of. That's their particular journey. It is their journey. It's not yours because you can't feel that particular void. And yeah, time is a thief and it's going to end up one way. Ultimately, so if you feel like you're robbed and the best years of your life and or efforts are being stolen from you, you can either at the end of your days point your finger at them and be like it's your fault, or you can be like, Leo, what are we going to do about it? Is this how we want to end things? Because time is a thief. So are your resources. Things can be taken from you. It doesn't matter. You're telling me how hard I've worked. I'm exhausted. Somebody expects it. Yeah, that's their journey, not yours. That's enough. I hope this helps you. Put in the comments as you see fit. I will see you for your next in-depth. Will be approximately 2 weeks. And also, of course, your Sunday shuffle. I hope to see something a little lighter for you. It sucks that this one's coming in on Monday for you, right after that Sunday. So if this doesn't apply, don't apply it. That's it. I know it's intense. I guess, again, there's an expectation. I don't like it. Don't like expectations. I expect you to work. I expect you to work until you die, apparently. Separation. Yeah, there's some good old advice in there for you. Finances and career. Let go of control issues. I'm telling you. Control issues. Just keep your head down. Work. That's what we're obligated. That's why we're here. And that's not why you're here, honey. That's not why you're here. Is to make sure somebody else is secure and to feed their fears endlessly. That way they don't have to do it. And I'm sorry that they're so afraid. I feel like a big part of it is either to do with their security or their physical health security. Okay. In terms of benefits in the overall scheme of things. But there is a fear here of separation from finances, career, and letting go of control issues. It's all in here, and it's not healthy and it's not supportive. This, however, has its opportunity to be so. I know I said I'd let this go. You deserve love. You do deserve love, 100%. And you are worth waiting for, or something here is worth waiting for. I hope that you see that, you know. There is attraction here. Pay attention to the red flags, no shit. And, of course, there is attraction here. I see it. It's the shadow of a promise. If the Leo I'm looking at today, frees yourself. Okay, for real, so that's enough. Put in the comments as you see fit. I do hope this helped. How many Nine of Swords can you take, honey? You're at 3. Whereas comparatively, now doesn't that just look fantastic? Doesn't just the idea of that feel fantastic? To actually be supported in all the right ways, not just monetary, but in love, passion, and stability. Don't know who that is, but you will be connecting with some of you for them in August, yeah. Or reconnecting. Alright, take care. Be well.